thank you. I got a toy. Thank you, Loki. You can have it back. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Hang on, let me just do not disturb. There we go. Do not disturb is on. Winter Spur, good morning. How are you? Good morning, Shop Happy. How are you doing? Hi, Shop Happy. Everyone follow my friend Shop Happy 2019. I missed you too. How are things? Good morning, Magnus by Marika. Loved by Sandy. Who else is in the house? Did I miss Dong? Hello, 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 Megahertz. Good morning. I haven't been showing up for you. Oh, wow. I wonder if it's just because I'm not as popular as other people. Probably. Probably because I am not as popular. I don't know. Maybe I was shadow banned for some reason. Full Tilt, good morning. Potvinator, good morning. Hey, Love by Sandy, how are you doing? You just asked about me yesterday. Aw, you're so sweet. Recycling Dad, good morning. So this is my so actually I want to talk to you guys about something. Good morning. So my husband is retired as of Friday. And that means PB&J, that means that my life of somewhat leisure will be coming to a close because he's going to be around all the time to notice when I'm not doing things. Or when I go out and buy stuff. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't know how to hide the items so well. I mean, he comes home and there's just a bigger pile, but he doesn't see the pile, he doesn't see the pile coming in. It just is there when he comes home at night. You know what I mean? So your girl has got to start selling so that he sees that there's a reason for my unending spending. So here's what I was thinking. I love doing morning chat shows with everybody. I do. But when I spend 2 hours doing a chat show instead of 2 hours of doing a selling show, what is he going to do when he retires, Recycling Dad? Well, he's going to get a part-time job. He's applied to a few places, but yeah. But I don't know. And he thinks his job is going to be to throw the ball to the dogs nonstop. That is what he's told me, which is just going to make, yeah, he's going to drive me nuts if he just sits at home and watches TV and plays with the dogs. So he's got to find something. I don't know if, he's not good with people. Well, he's good with people, but I don't know if he'd enjoy volunteering because I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe I'll get him to go to more meetings or something, start a men's group or something. I don't know. Yeah. I've told him that he has to walk the dogs instead of just throwing the ball for them. Yeah. But I think it'd be great if he got back into his meetings. It's no secret that he never will stop being an alcoholic. He's just hasn't had a drink in we've been together 15 years now, so 17, 18 years. So yeah, so hopefully that's what he does. I hope he goes back to that, but then also some other type of job. I asked a friend whose husband had passed away last year, but I asked her what she had done when her husband retired, and she said she went out and got a full-time job. But anyways, okay, backtracking. He's a lineman, so he's currently probably trudging through drifts of snow, pulling cable, and or he's up in a bucket, or he's climbing up a pole. He's 61. Yeah, so he's 61. So it's going on 62, 61 and a half. So, and he's still able to do all that. He's keeping up with most of the kids. He calls them kids because they're his kids' age. I can barely pull my Loki, can you stop? So here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking is so I definitely need now with weekly bundling, I definitely need to protect he doesn't like working with me. I think it's because I'm bossy and very particular. Like, he's already said no to that. I've said you could just work for me and we could like make a whole bunch of money on whatnot if you helped me. And he was like, no. And I am very particular. But I think I'm a nice particular, but he doesn't take it any criticism at all. He takes wrong, which is probably the alcoholic part. Yeah. So I'm hoping that he will if he sees anyways, if he sees the money rolling in, maybe he'll see the value of it. I don't know. Who knows? I don't, and, he's another, because that would be fun. Yeah, and make new friends. I don't know if he could keep up with the chat because he'd have to keep putting on his glasses and going like this. Because, yeah. Yeah, that'd be great if he, like, all you see every once in a while is like this old guy, going in, going, what that about? With his English accent. I do like the English accent. It's sexy. But anyways, okay. So my thought was that I protect Mondays for doing shipping. And also Mondays is when I do a lot of my auction pickups now. We will need to meet him at some point, but he may not even say hello to the camera. And let's see. And then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, I sell instead of doing a Tuesday chat show and then trying to do a show after that. But I will stick with my schedule for this week and then I will talk to you guys and see what you think. So if I did chat shows on Fridays and Saturdays, but I went for longer on Saturday, would that work for you guys? And then that way I'm still helping, and hopefully some other people will start doing some more oh, thank you, PB&J. Hopefully some other people, like, it's not that I want to stop doing community. I think community is important. And if you are thinking that you'd like to do a chat show, the key thing is that never assume that you know everything, because you don't. There's stuff that I learn every single time I do a chat show. Someone will ask a question and I'll be like, I don't know, let's go look at help.whatnot.com. You definitely need to have patience because people will ask questions that they can go out and find the answers for themselves, but that's okay because sometimes not everybody learns the same way. And I think that's really important when you're doing a chat show, is understanding that there's going to, and I've been with chat show, I've sat in on shows with chat show hosts who get frustrated when somebody asks a really simple question. Yay, awesome. Magnus Meinbrink is still doing Friday seller networking for new sellers. So you can always go there and hang out. And I think that other people will step up to the plate if I'm not. Yeah, I'm more interested in reading Whatnot Help. But I think that some people don't learn that way, and that sometimes they need to ask the question and have somebody answer it to their face, which is kind of why people like talking to somebody in person in support, which is not going to happen on Whatnot. They can't afford to. They're too big. They've gotten to the point where they're too big where they can't have a telephone number that you can call. That would be nice, but no. So that is my thought. That is my thought process, and that's what I'm going to try and start doing, is just transitioning more into selling, and but still doing for now Fashion Fridays with Melody, and then at some point Melody's going to take over Fashion Fridays, and then I can rethink, because I want it to be hers eventually, because fashion's not my thing necessarily, so I wanted it to transition over to her at some point so that she becomes the fashion chat show person. That is my hope. So anyway, so that's my thoughts. I am now, thanks to everybody who followed me on Facebook and got me to, that's right, 1-800 megahertz 101. Contact Megahertz if you ever need help. Megahertz is an awesome supporter of the community. And if you haven't seen Thrifting with ADHD's little clip of him on her Instagram and Facebook, you're adorbs. You're just adorbs. Yes. So I was like, oh, he's so adorable. Just want to squish you up. You're so cute. So I'm now on Facebook too. I'm now live on Facebook. I haven't checked to see how it actually functions, but I'm now also on Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch. So I am multicasting everywhere that I can to the wide audience. I always think it's funny that I'm doing this because, like 3 people might watch maximum at the same time. So, but yeah, thanks to everybody who followed me on Facebook. I did an appeal out to you all, and you followed me on Facebook so that I could get past 100. I now have 540 followers on Facebook. When I had last week, I had 35. So thank you so much. Where's the info? I am on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube. That's the word. I am the Red Rooster CA for Canada. The Red Rooster CA. That's where you can find YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I don't know what I am on Twitch. I might be the Red Rooster on Twitch. Fork if I remember. But anyways, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I'm the Red Rooster CA. So many places to watch the same thing over and over again. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm hoping that doing it on Facebook, there's a lot of people who are on Facebook, so having it on Facebook might help to educate some more people. It's not about getting attention for me. I have no interest in becoming famous whatsoever. I just want to get the help out to folks who need it. So with that in mind, let's without further ado, feel free to ask questions and share your shows. And oh, Jeff, yes. I am famous. Oh God, help me if I ever got famous. So ask your question and share your shows. If you have questions about weekly bundling, which is the latest feature, the two kind of news items for Whatnot Canada are that weekly bundling started for everybody last Monday. And if you are a seller and you haven't done weekly bundling yet, you can watch the YouTube video of my show on Saturday where I talk about weekly bundling and go through the whole thing. I spent the whole hour and a half just talking weekly bundling. So you can always look there. And Inagjo, let me look at your profile, see what he says. Follow, view profile. Hang on. Toronto based. Ina. Ina. Oh my gosh. Ina or Ina? Ina. Okay. Say Ina. Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone. For those who don't know, the chat is going wild with how to say it right now. They'll say it like hyena, but nicer and much prettier than a hyena. So Ina asked the question, and it's a really good question. Can you give me some tips on how to set the weight properly on items you're selling? Oh, PB&J, thank you so much for the tip. You were so sweet. I love you. Everyone follow PB&J Trading. Jen, you're awesome. So how do you set your weights? Okay, so what kind of stuff are you going to sell? Let me see. View profile, because I can talk clothes, and more clothes. Okay, good. Looks like mostly clothes. Shows. No shows right now. Ina, schedule some shows so we can bookmark your shows whenever you come in. Even if you're not going to sell for months, just put shows in December. You can always move them forward, but you can't collect bookmarks on shows that aren't scheduled. So there's your mom tip for the day. Okay, so clothes. Clothes are easy, as far as I'm concerned, because you just have to weigh it and then add a little bit more to that, depending on how you package. Do you always ship it in a box? Then you should add a bit more weight on, not just a little bit, but I would bump up to another weight category, the next one up. I always think you should bump up anyways, because Your clothing items are not going to fit in a 13 centimeter by 13 centimeter by 13 centimeter box. So if your buyer only buys one item, you're probably going to have a shipping adjustment. So my recommendation is that you bump yourself up in the weight category. That gives you a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to shipping adjustments. I can say that my first week of doing weekly bundling was not a lot of shipping adjustments, and relatively speaking, not expensive ones. My second week sold slightly less items, and it was, instead of 7 cents per item in shipping adjustments costs, it was more like 46 cents per item. So your girl made a couple of mistakes that lost her some shipping adjustments. So why was there money deducted after I did a follower giveaway? I was Okay, so I'll talk about that next. Yeah. So, um, so I would suggest for clothes that if you're going to put them in a poly mailer and just put some tissue around them or something, then just bump up to the next weight category. But make sure you weigh each item. Okay. Do not um, do not assume that that you're going to be able to ship, that you know what you're doing. I have been doing this for like ever, and I still underestimated weight on Saturday because I forgot my damn. Because you know what? You think you know, but especially in, oh, thank you for the tip, Ina. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Um, even if you, um, even if you think you know, say it's a t-shirt. T-shirts weigh different weights depending on size and the quality of the material. Poly weighs less than cotton. There are, it could be, so I wouldn't assume, just have it beside you. Normally I have one right beside me right now, which is why I put my hand down. You can't see that I put my hand down, but I put my hand down because it's usually right here, and then I'm like, it's gone. It's in the other room because I was shipping. So I just always have it right beside me so that there's no guessing. Even if you do random pulls and you haven't already marked it, it's easy to just put a little tag on. And again, note to self, I need to make that fashion sellers tag for selling on whatnot that goes on the clothes, the hanger. It's on my list. Kim, you need to do that. Um, so you could always just put it on a little note or something so you know what the weight is, or you just grab it, weigh it, run it. Grab it, weigh it, run it. And you can preload for random pulls. So you can preload in different weight categories. You can create that. So if you watch, like, my show today is going to be a variety of things, and so there's going to be different weight categories, and that's how I do it. I weigh the item, and then I run it based on the weight. um Okay, and then your other question, Ina, had was, why was there money deducted from what I sold after I did a followers giveaway? I was deducted over $25 for just 2 items. And that is because the seller pays for the shipping to ship the giveaway. The buyer does not pay. It's free. It's a free item that you're giving away. The seller, pay for the shipping to that buyer. If the buyer's a seller, sorry, to that, the seller, I can speak English, honestly. You, the seller, are the one who is paying for the shipping to ship that free item to the winner. Though, unless the winner has already bought something from you, then you only pay the difference in shipping costs. So if it's another 50 cents to add that to their box, then you only pay 50 cents for that item. But if they're new people to you, um, and they haven't bought anything from you, then you are paying for their first item shipping. You're paying for that item to be shipped. So that is why that was deducted after you did everything else. It's actually automatically deduct as soon as you run the giveaway and somebody wins. And you don't know how much that shipping is going to be because it's all dependent on where they live, which is why I highly recommend the Canadians right now do not turn on international shipping. Besides the fact that if an American wins, it's going to go by UPS and they're still going to have to pay fees for it. So I recommend not running international giveaways right now if you're a Canadian seller, because your winner is going to have to pay UPS customs charges, which can be quite substantial. And you may think, but it's a gift. But no, gifts are from consumer to consumer. So I send my Grandma Jones a gift, that's a gift. But if I business send Grandma Jones a gift, that is business to consumer, and that is still taxable, tariffable. Um, it still requires customs charges. So trust me, I thought that it was going to be fine. No, I had two giveaways that were $29 US for the poor person. Um, Duchess, hello, hello. So let me know when um any tips you suggest when doing giveaways as someone who's so one, I'm not a fan of giveaways. I don't think that giveaways equal sales. I would rather say to you, do a coupon in your show. Good morning, Duchess Vintage. Create a coupon, and you can find out how to do that at help.whatnot.com. PB&J says I only do buyers giveaways, and that is a great idea. Do a buyers giveaway. Now, with a buyers giveaway, legally, just like, if you go to McDonald's and they've got like the Monopoly game going on, there'll be a no purchase necessary little mice type at the bottom of their posters. Because, hey, thank you, GJE. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. So there'll be mice type at the bottom of the posters. It says no purchase necessary, yada, yada, yada. Here's how you do it. That's because that is the law. So a buyer's giveaway, there's still a little tiny little form that you can fill out. There's a little link on the buyer's giveaway where you can fill out a form and enter the giveaway. So if you are a seller and you are going to do a buyer's giveaway, you must be willing to suck it up, Buttercup. And if a form filler wins, you congratulate them heartily and you ship out the item that they won. You don't make a big deal of it, even if your buyers start complaining, but that person didn't buy. Just say that's the law and move on because that's the law. And this isn't just Canadian law, it's US law, it's UK law. There are people who make a big deal. Yes, there are sellers who literally refuse to ship and will cancel buyers giveaways, which counts against you. There are sellers who say, "Wait a second, I'm not going to I'm not going to ship that to you. I'm just going to send you some dirt." They'll literally say that on the air. Don't do that. That's against terms of service and it's against the law because this is a legal requirement. This isn't just a whatnot says type thing. This is actually the law, right? It's very tacky. It's very tacky to do it, but people do it. And so what I'm saying is if you are going to do a buyer's giveaway of like I'm going to pretend this is a Sherman necklace. I'm going to do a buyer's giveaway for this fancy Sherman necklace that's worth sterling silver. It's worth $150 and it's my buyer's giveaway today. And then somebody who didn't buy wins. You got to suck it up. So I've seen too many what I'll call butt hurt sellers who get all upset because they do a fabulous giveaway for their buyers and then a buyer doesn't win because of the form fillers. So how can you avoid that? One, you can run your buyer's giveaway really fast. So if you say, okay, everybody, I'm about to do the buyer's giveaway. Um, I'm going to run it in 2 minutes. So all buyers get ready to click because I'm only going to run it for 30 seconds. And then you run the giveaway and then you hit to draw the winner right away. That is the only way. But then a lot of buyers aren't going to make it in time. And I find also a buyer's giveaway, there are sellers who will stop selling to say, oh no, Joe's not here. Joe hasn't entered the giveaway. Where's so and so? Where's so like, oh my gosh. Buyers know if they want the buyer's giveaway, they're going to have to wait till the end because that's usually when you do a buyer's giveaway. Um, there must be a glitch. There must be a glitch. So anyways, uh that is why I say buyers giveaways are great and do them. I think it's a really great way to reward your customers and you do not have to pay the full price for shipping because they've already broken the shipping. The buyer has already broken the shipping. So when they win a buyer's giveaway, if it's a lightweight item, it's probably going to cost you next to nothing to put it into their box. However, I honestly don't think that most buyers giveaways that are low value are actually a carrot that increases sales. I think they're just a nice to do, but I don't think that they increase sales. Now, someone can prove me wrong, but unless they are like a high value thing, I don't think that people purposely buy things just so that they can get in the buyer's giveaway. Um, so that would be also my caution to you, is that I think that giveaways have their function in some respects. Do they help you increase followers? Yeah, but somebody who comes into your show and follows you just so they can win a giveaway is not necessarily the person who's going to come into your show and buy. However, that said, don't assume that a givey goblin equals no sales in the future. Treat everybody the same, treat everybody equal, because I've had goblins. Those are people who just come into shows to enter giveaways. That's what we call them on Whatnot, givey goblins. Um, they just go from one show to another entering giveaways. But if you are nice to them and befriend them, they become buyers. I've had my givey goblins turn into buyers because they've stuck around because I've been nice, right? So yeah, that's what we call them, givey goblins. It's a thing, there's all kinds of Whatnot terms that we use. So my recommendation is, if you want to do giveaways, go for it. Absolutely. I just don't think that they translate into sales. If you offer a coupon in your shows, like if I said every new buyer can get new buyer coupon, everybody use new buyer coupon. It's probably a coupon that still exists for me, new buyer. So you can put that into your wallet. You can put it into your show notes. You can say it often in your show, or you can say, I've got a special coupon today. It's 25% off any purchase of $5 or more. The coupon code is watermelon. And then I think those kind of things increase your sales, because the only way a coupon can be used is if they buy something. So you get a sale out of that. And once a person buys their first item with you, they're more likely to come back and make more purchases from you throughout the week because they've broken their shipping. So that is my recommendation for that. Watermelon is the word of the day. I've actually done a show where I had coupon codes, but they were hidden, and you had to guess the coupon code. And if you typed the coupon code correctly in the chat, it would red chat it so nobody else but the moderators could see, and then you knew that it was a correct code. So it was kind of like a game that I played. I did it for Christmas, I think, this year. So I think one of the codes was like reindeer or something. How do you red chat? So PB&J, just say boobs right now. That's the standard one, or PayPal. Yeah, that's red chat. So red chat is where it cannot be seen. Hello, Leah, and welcome in everybody who's joined. I apologize if I've missed anybody's question. Just ask again. I apologize. I'm trying to go through everything really quick today. TJKT asks, with the weekly bundling, if a package ends up too big, can we unbundle it and send it in two separate packages? Yes, you can, but it will cost you a shipping adjustment. So I recommend that if you can avoid it, hey Trigden, if you can avoid it, try and to put it all into one package. But yeah, if it is too much, then definitely you can unbundle. You can learn more about how to unbundle at help.whatnot.com. Just search for unbundle and it'll give you all the details. Um so yeah, so PB&J, the red chat is to stop inappropriate language happening in a chat. In fact, there are two words that I have now in my red chat that I've set up. I don't know if I set them up for this show though. Let me see. It's not in here. I can't get it from here. Good morning, Retro City Collectibles. How are you? Popping into a job interview. Good luck. Good luck. Have fun. Try to make it as fun as possible. If you're enjoying yourself, they probably will too. And you're awesome. Hey, Jude's Closet, good morning. So what you do is when you set up your show, it'll actually ask you at the bottom, close to the like schedule show, it'll ask you for words that you want to mute. And if you put in those words, for example, if you type in the last name of the, I think I have it. Let's test. If someone type in the last name of the current President of the United States and see if I have it today, if I have it muted today. No, it's not muted. um, okay, so I had it so it was muted. Thank you, Ina, for testing it. And I think we all agree, so it's all good. So I just have like words, so you actually can put in words that you don't want people to. Yeah, you can put in the word promote. You can put in the word show if you don't want someone to. Can I share my show? Just put in show, and then that will red chat them. So you'll still see it, but it won't get. So yeah, a lot of people put the word promote in because a lot of people will go into other people's shows, selling shows, and say, "Can I promote my show?" And it's like, no. The etiquette on Whatnot is you do not go into someone's selling show and promote yourself. You don't even say, "Oh, I sell that kind of thing too." That's basically saying you sell. That's not appropriate. Or saying, um, "I have 6 of those at home." It's like you wouldn't imagine if there was in the mall, there was Hallmark and there was Carlton cards. I know I use Hallmark a lot, but everyone knows what Hallmark card store looks like. And there's a Carlton card store. So imagine you've got oh my gosh, is there a raid? It's a raid. Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Jespian. Jespian, I'm going to mod you so you can make an announcement and tell everybody about your next show. Everyone, please follow Jespian. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. So imagine you are in um you're in the mall and there's a Hallmark store and there's a Carlton store down the way. And the Carlton store people come into the Hallmark store all the time and just yell out randomly, "We sell cards too. We've got a sale on grandpa cards for grandpa birthday cards. Come on down to our place to buy some cards in the Hallmark store." You don't do that. You just don't do it. You don't even stand outside and yell it out, right? So it's like in some shows you will see in the show notes that it says it's okay to share your shows. And if you come into my shows and you share your shows, I'm not going to get nasty at you unless when I'm selling. I will just sometimes I'll just let it go by. I will just let it go by because I'm not going to stop my selling to talk about your selling. I don't have time. Ain't nobody got time for that. When I'm doing my chat shows, I will say, feel free to share your shows. It's always in the top. Share your shows, ask questions. I put in the show notes. You're a Hodge. Vintiquity, you're a Hodge. I don't know what that means. Like you don't want people to do that, or you let people do it. Just um there are so many people who pop in just to promote themselves but don't even stay and engage, which I find annoying. Yeah, I've blocked many people who do that. Okay, I shall. I missed something. I missed something. It's probably on Instagram and I've already missed it. Now I need to know. um, so no, if people want to advertise, I get it. Yeah. If people want to advertise, I don't mind it in most of my shows, but uh, send me a boob. Oh, okay, I get it. So if you want to advertise, say boob, and then it red chats it. I haven't been in Hodge's shows in a while, to be honest. I feel bad. I feel really bad because they used to be the shows that I like lived every morning in. Um, so my recommendation is if you want to get follows in other people's shows, just go in and say hi and be supportive and say that looks amazing and oh my gosh, great deal and good grab and something like that. That that works. You will get follows just from being nice and just saying nice things. You don't have to say you sell. People who say nice things get attention. They get good attention. It's you don't have to be a seller selling yourself in order to sell yourself. Being a nice human being catches people's attention. They click on. I will just go into shows and just say, oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. I love that color. It's so gorgeous. And to be honest, I'm not doing it to get follows. but I know that when I do that, it happens. I get follows just from coming in and saying nice things. And the seller doesn't even have to show me out. I go into US shows and I'll say something nice and I get follows just from that. So that is, I think that is super important, is that you just go in and be a nice human being. People will like you and will follow you. You don't have to say, I am a seller. That, you know what? That doesn't get you good attention. Not on Whatnot. It's a different type of community. Um, which please says someone came into my live after someone shared and they're like, I bet they don't have as many as carvings as so and so. Like, I don't need that energy. Oh, that's rude. That is so rude. Humans. Um, PB&J Trading says, I usually encourage other sellers to share their shows. We're all different. It's usually great and they don't go over the top, but it does happen. Yeah, so I don't mind it. If you come into my shows and say you have you have a show coming up, there's people who do that. I often just won't stop what I'm doing selling and say anything. Every once in a while, my squirrel brain might read it out because it got squirreled. But otherwise, I try to, hi Trish, I try to just kind of like, if I'm selling, I'm not going to stop to sell other people. But it's certainly, feel free to say something in my shows. I would just probably will ignore it. Also, if you come into my shows when I'm selling and you start asking questions related to how do I do this on Whatnot? How do I do that on Whatnot? You're asking me to spend 5 minutes explaining you something that's on help.whatnot.com. Every once in a while I might stop and answer really quickly if it's a real quick one. Otherwise, I'll just say help.whatnot.com. That's where you should go. Or I will just ignore it if I feel like the question is something that you really could have waited or you could have researched it yourself instead of coming into my selling show, right? So I don't mind. Every once in a while in my selling shows, I will answer questions, but I try not to because I'm supposed to be selling. So yeah, so that's sort of like, that's some of the etiquette. Megahertz says, but I try to help out others, not myself. I need to stop doing my paragraphs then. No, keep doing your paragraphs. Keep doing your paragraphs. We love your paragraphs. Okay, so everyone share your shows and they have coming up and tell us what you sell and where you're from and all that fun stuff so we can follow each other. And if you have questions related to Whatnot, let me know. This weekend is Super Bowl weekend. There was a huge announcement last week that Mr. Beast, is that his name? Mr. Beast, this big YouTuber that I have never watched because I am not of that age, I think. I don't think, I don't know. From what someone described, it didn't, yeah, Mr. Beast is coming to Whatnot February 8th, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Let me just check. I gotta look now. Boopity boop boop boop. Minimize show. Mr. Beast. He has 80,000 followers now. What is he selling? Oh, he's been selling. Okay, here, Dear Whatnot. How come he got $59.99? How can we get that? You joke that the giveaway will be US only. If it is, the Whatnot Canada on their Instagram page did advertise it and promote that there were these giveaways happening. And so if they don't do international giveaways, that's going to look really bad because like UK, UK and Canada and the US all advertised it on their Instagrams. Yeah, so I mean, there's a huge following, but just remember that he's an international star, right? He's a big international star, so that means that Canadians are also going to be joining his shows. So I'm hoping now he's giving away $1 million worth of prizes, and you can look at what time it's at 1 p.m. on Sunday. So thankfully, thank you, Whatnot. Remember that noon on Saturday to noon Eastern time to noon on Sunday Eastern time is going to be the 24 hours of 4%, right? So of 4% instead of 8% commission. So you can find out more information by going to your seller hub, and there's a banner there that you can click on and then learn more. Set up a show. There are lots of shows being scheduled. He doesn't start until 1 p.m. on Sunday. So he's after the commission. So it's not going to, I don't think that Whatnot's going to crash because they've made so many changes over the years that I think they're totally ready for him. Um, it'll be interesting to see. He's got 80,000 people are following him. He's got 58.2 thousand. So he's got 58,000 bookmarks on this show. And let me just show you what they have going on. Whatnot. He's giving away $1 million of stuff, worth of stuff, which includes, hang on.
Big $1 million giveaway that we are doing on Whatnot. Whatnot is a platform where people buy, sell, and auction literally anything live. And I'm giving away over $1 million in prizes live on Whatnot for the big game on February 8th. We're giving away a Lamborghini, hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash. And to make things even better, this computer right here that I just signed is one of many items we will be giving away on February 8th. No purchase necessary. So follow me on Whatnot to be notified when the stream goes live. That's actually insane. There's no reason not to download Whatnot. It's literally free. I want to tell you guys about this big.
So there's like this Rolex watch. There's a Bob Ross painting. I'd be down for that. There's a Birkin bag. Why anyone needs a $39,000 bag is beyond me. Some shoes, some $4,500 shoes, a Tom Brady. There will be tons of shipping the Lambo. I think I would just drive and get it. I would go get it. I'd fly down and then drive home in it. You're gonna do a show and watch them at the same time. You could just do a show while you're sleeping, because I think that particular show is still on right now. Dear Whatnot.
So you've not had a chance.
I'm gonna just say it. If that show is still on, you know what? Is it? Is it still on or is it gone? Maybe he's finally stopped. Maybe he has finally stopped. He's not even in my searches, so maybe they got rid of it. But there was somebody who was for the fifth, like 35 days of nonstop where we were watching him sleep and stuff. So Angie, have a great day. Love you. So yeah, I don't see it right now. I can't remember his actual name so that I can look it up. But anyways, if you I highly recommend. It's not supposed to be allowed, no, Trish, but nothing ever happened. So, and it's not like it wasn't reported. So so here's my thing is that I think the dead streams are not that are I think dead streams are technically against terms of service, and I don't recommend doing them. I don't, if you're a small seller, I don't know how you're going to make any money while you sleep, but you know what? You could do that on TikTok instead, or the new I think there's a creator fund now for Canada, or you could go on to OnlyFans or something. I don't know. There's got to be another way than Whatnot. But that's just my opinion. I just think that Whatnot is supposed to be a live streaming platform, as and you wish you could make money to sleep. Hello, man of the North. So it's not supposed to be allowed, but people do things they shouldn't do. So I can't see it on my page because I do tend to frequent it. So it may just be that it's finally stopped after 30 something odd days, which is a good thing. But it means that I believe that you should follow terms of service. I believe that smaller sellers, this was a huge seller with a 2 million following on YouTube. Like big sellers can afford to get shut down by Whatnot and lose their ability to sell on Whatnot, right? Big sellers can afford that. But if you're a small seller who's doing this to make extra money, to pay the bills, to buy the groceries, then this is not don't take the risk. Don't take the risk. Meg Hurt says on Whatnot it'll be OnlyFams. Yes. Oh, the community of OnlyFams. I should tell them that. Retro City says, I remember seeing a live with a sheet of paper saying, visit the Bay store. No talking, no interaction, just a sheet of paper. Yep. And then you report it and it still stays up. And I mean, I don't think like I think that the community, the buyer community on Whatnot, especially Whatnot Canada, is such that like that shit doesn't work. That shit don't fly, as my father used to say. That shit don't fly. And I don't like it's just I don't why bother? Why bother? You can go onto TikTok and do these kind of things. You do not need you can go on Facebook and do these kind of things. You can go on Instagram and do these kind of things. You do not need to sleep on Whatnot. Yeah. Um, so share where you're from and what you sell so we can follow each other, or just put up some emojis if you don't feel like typing. You don't have to type if you don't want to. Megahertz 101 is having a runway fashion show. 4 days left this week. Weekly bundling, 90s tunes. All are welcome if you want to laugh or two. 6:20 p.m. Eastern today. Seriously, you don't want to miss his runway fashion shows. They are epic. They are absolutely epic. I don't know why Whatnot doesn't sponsor you, because you could be doing Fashion Week. Oh, Man of the North, thank you so much for the tip. You are so sweet. Thank you so much. Everyone follow Man of the North 514. You're awesome. Magnus by Marika is in Tottenham, Ontario. Custom stickers for all kinds of reasons. Starla Vintage. I love that logo. I'm from Saskatchewan and I sell vintage Y2K and modern gems. Ooh, I don't have any scheduled shows. Building up the courage, but love making friends. Awesome. Everybody follow Starla Vintage. I'm following you. Okay, good. Just double checking. Everyone follow Starla Vintage from Saskatchewan. Welcome to Whatnot. You're going to love it. Once you get started, you're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. And I have lots and lots of my shows are available on my YouTube channel. So you can, if you want to learn about how to attract new buyers or how to do shipping or how to do the weekly bundling or all that kind of stuff, you're going to find it on my YouTube channel. And this is now yay, I'm glad you received your bee and your flag stickers. Thank you for your purchase. Magnus by Marika, Friday at 3 p.m. Seller network and chat. If there's any new sellers who want to connect, come hang out with Magnus by Marika and chat with each other. October Moon 23 from BC. Hello, I sell pre-loved vintage and modern jewelry. I've been one for 2 weeks, so still very new. Welcome to Whatnot. Am I following you? I am now. There we go. There we go. 269 items sold in 2 weeks. Good for you. Look at you go. Pinch Pack says Wolfpack Canada has gold filled moissanite and triple A CZ jewelry. Oh, I can't remember what that means. What the word is for that. Oh, I can't remember. Where's Mimics when you need them? Megahertz says, and if it does go well this week with the weekly bundling, I'll continue doing this 5 days a week. I hope I don't have any hiccups. Weekly, you know what? One of the things that I love about weekly bundling is because you sell throughout the week, and I can like wrap my stuff up at each day as I go, but I don't need to like put it all in the box and do all that until Monday. Is look at my ship time now. My ship time is less than 1 day, and like 2 months ago it was at 6 days because I had a really bad kidney infection and I totally screwed it up. Trigden, your egg now. Congratulations, your life is complete. I'm sorry that you had to suffer through 3 of my shows in order to get egg. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to all of you who have to suffer through my shows to get egg. Yeah, so there you go. I like that about weekly bundling. I would suggest make sure you keep your weights higher, because if somebody only buys 1 or 2 things, that's where you're going to lose your shipping adjustments. But it definitely, one of the things I like is that it is an incentive for me to do more shows. I feel like I want to do more shows because I want to make sure that my customers get like maximum benefit out of their weekly shipping. So, um, Megahertz says, yeah, last night was awesome. After the show, just a little cleanup was needed. No packaging. I was like, oh my God, yes. Yeah. So like I just get everything ready. So if I do a book show, like after I do a book show, I take a break, I have a tea, I might eat, and then I just go and I like I like wrap them up and label them. So I grab the ones that need to go out right away and I deal with those first. And then all the rest that are weekly bundles, I just wrap them up, label them, and then I'm using my daughter's the room where my daughter sleeps. So the spare room, which is the guest room, I use the bed there. The bed just has all the boxes of the different shows so that all I have to do is just go and grab from each box as I go when it's time on Monday. So Monday's shipping took me 2.5 hours because I had a bit more from Saturday that I hadn't wrapped up yet. Trish 5588 says, I've been a buyer on here for 2 years and I'm going to start selling this summer and I want to change my name. What do you think about Trish's Fun Finds? Ooh, I like that. Trish's Fun Finds. Starla Vintage said, I actually found you through a very helpful YouTube video you put up about shipping. Awesome. Kick that bid. What's up? How are you? Let's say that somebody bulk sent a sale to XX and you elected to print a previous invoice. What kind of poop will that person be in? If you didn't put in the packing slip, it's okay. The packing slip is no longer a requirement. I'm just team packing slip. So I always put a packing slip in, but you don't necessarily have to. Will it charge them a fee if we close early Sunday late night if they choose weekly bundling? No, their shipping has already been paid for, so it's not going to charge them anything unless if you close early and then they buy something out of if you close their bundle and then they buy something out of your marketplace, then that would be in a separate box. It just means that a new box will be created if they buy anything before midnight Sunday if you close it. So say you decide to close it on Sunday morning. You decide to do your shipping Sunday morning instead of Monday morning. So you close all of your bundles by generating a label. Then if they bought anything from you between then and Sunday at midnight, it would create a new box. That's the only thing. The cool thing is, the exciting thing is that because weekly bundling, generating, as soon as you generate the label, you close the box. The box is done. It's now been labeled. It's shut. The box is shut. Whatnot is notifying me that I'm late to send an invoice. Oh, I don't know. I would message support and ask them what they mean, because that don't make no sense to me. But I would message support and see if they can give you more details. Maybe it's nice to message buyers that you will close boxes on Sunday before midnight. Yeah, you can do that. If you're not going to do any shows, Retro City Collectible says, so far I'm liking weekly bundling. I've had 3 customers opt out for it and it worked out well. Yeah, Vintiquity is right. Man of the North. It could be that somebody is, it's a spam. Was it in your messages on Whatnot? If it was in your messages under message requests, anything in this message requests are not Whatnot employees. So I would, yeah, they basically, the message request spam goes in there. I neglected to erase such 3 invoices. How would you, like 3, are there like 3 orders that you haven't canceled? Maybe that's it. Maybe you need to cancel the orders. Maybe that's what they mean. I would check and see if it's a cancel. Or if you want to send me a okay, you put it together into one. Send me, can you send me a couple of screenshots privately and we'll chat about it later and I'll try and see what I can help you with that. So I mean, weekly bundling, I talked about it on Saturday. I think that it's got huge potential for an increase in sales for us. And if you were like on the fence about whether or not you want to use it, watch my show from Saturday. It's on my YouTube and my Twitch. but also on my YouTube. So yeah, so if you haven't scheduled a show for this weekend for the 24 hours of 4% commission, I suggest you do that. Go do it. Go schedule, just schedule a single show. Even if you just do like half an hour or an hour, 4% commission is 4% commission. Like that's half price. So I think it's worth it. Um, yeah, no problem, man of the North. So, did I miss anybody's questions? I'm gonna just look at questions. If you have a question, put a question mark on it so I can see it. Oh wait, Trish. Trish had asked about what do you think about Trish's Fun Finds? Ooh, I like that name. What kind of stuff are you gonna be selling? Sorry, Trish, I got squirreled. I'm gonna follow back. Okay. I see you've got some jewelry in your picture. You're so pretty. I love your picture. The 4% is for the 24 hours. It's a 24-hour window. You can find more information out if you, why do I keep doing that? Go to Seller Hub. And when you go to your Seller Hub, oh, it's not there anymore. They've disappeared it. It figures. Hang on. How rude of them. Whatnot. Super Bowl. Hang on. Help. Whatnot. I think if I remember correctly, it is 12 noon Eastern Standard Time Saturday to 12 noon Eastern Standard Time Saturday. Big Game Deal Dash promotion is what it's called. So if you are in the US or Canada, it starts at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and ends at 12 p.m. on Saturday, the 7th, and ends at 12 p.m. On the 8th. So 12 to 12. And it's only 4% on your final price. So it's called the Big Game / Deal Dash. So I went with Deal Dash. I like Deal Dash more. I just watched the Super Bowl for the ads. I just like to watch NASCAR for the crashes. How do I race invoice? Yeah, send me a message and I'll try to. Wow, nice brooch. Good morning. Yeah, so noon to noon. How do you find the video receipt if you used a laptop when you won the auction? So on any of your devices, it doesn't matter where you won the auction. If you go to your orders, which is in your activity on your laptop or on your phone, in your orders, if you click on the order, you will then be able to scroll down and it'll say video receipt, and then you can watch the video receipt. And you'll actually you can rewind and watch the whole show if you wanted to, but you can actually watch from there. That is where you will find your video receipt. So when I'm doing orders, I always just go straight to my orders and I click on it and then I just scroll down and it looks like this video receipt. Ah! And then it will show you. Where did it go? Video receipt. And then it will show you.
But it is it's all about
That's
baseball
yours.
inside.
All about baseball inside. If you're auto bundling, please unselect the filters when shipping. I learned my lesson. Did you have filters on so that you didn't see some of them? What happened? Filter between shows. Oh yeah, I really, dear Whatnot, especially since weekly bundling is a thing in Canada now, can you just show me all shipments? Like when I go and click on shipments, it should just take me not to my last show, but to all shows. So if you're here right now, dear Whatnot, I love you. Please make it that the default when you hit shipments goes to all shipments, and then you can drill it down to the last shipments, because with weekly bundling, it's such a pain to try and find, like, to then have to go up and click to get to it, because it's not just the one show, it's like all of them, so you want the bundle. Yeah, it is a pain. You can just click on all marketplace. Yeah, so you can just see all your marketplace ones. You can just see. So I like the one that says all shipments, all shows and marketplace, and I just go from there and look at everything, because that's where you'll see all your weekly bundles. But yeah, You're in, yeah, I know. Yes, I love you. Okay, so any other questions? I know this is a short show. I'm going to be on later, so I need to do some self-care and then drag a couple of boxes up here. I made a mistake, then shipped it, said I had more shipping labels to make. Oh, you're like, oh, yeah. I need to just do some self-care before I do this show today, which is going to be just little things, little things that are all around my feet. I'm just like surrounded by stuff. This room was clean after Christmas, and now it is back to disaster zone. No, I can't have coffee now, Red Brick Cafe. I have to stop the coffee because of my kidney infection. I can't do coffee anymore. I cannot do coffee, and I miss it. I miss it. I miss it. You said beginning of the show something note to self. Right. What was the note to self? Oh, the tags. The tags. The tags. I don't have a pen. Note to self, have a pen. Son of a nutcracker. Tags. I'm just gonna put it in keep notes. Hi, Loki. What's up? Do you want to come up? Up? No? Okay, he's gotta get a toy first. Oh, you know what? The keep I can only do decaf now. It has to be decaf, Ruda. It sucks. All right, do you want your toy? Come on. Yeah. Oh, ow. Oh, say hi to the people. No, no saying hi to the people. Let me smell you. Is it you that smells? It's this that smells. Oof. Okay, you're gonna go take that outside again. He has not killed his Trump plush. He has 2 of them. Because sometimes Romeo also wants to play with Trump, and then they fight over who gets to chew on him. So there's 2 in the house, and he switches. But yeah, he's been playing more with that thing. I think that it doesn't smell nice, so it must have been outside. So that's why he likes it, because it smells stinky. Ron the pup. I don't know how I'd ship him megahertz. He's definitely overweight. I think he's over 70 pounds. Which, by the way, we were talking about this on, oh my God, definitely shipping adjustments. When were we talking about it? And someone has said that 50 pounds was the maximum, and then it will create a new box. I can tell you, no, it did not. I had 1,000 ounces, a box, ALR's box, 1,000 ounces was what Whatnot had as the amount, and it 2 pounds is 62.5 pounds. 62.5 pounds, which is like getting close to the limit. So thank you, Magnus by Marika. So Canada Post will take anything. I looked it up. Canada Post will take boxes over 50 pounds, but it has to have an overweight sticker on it, which I think they provide, but it's like has to say that it's a heavy box. So and then if it's over 70 pounds, there's extra charges for that, because it can't be lifted like normal. Neither can the overweight one. So yeah. Yeah, so that's a huge shipping adjustment. So dear Whatnot, 62.5 pounds is way too much. Like, it's way too much. So it should have reset. And not gone over, but it did. It went to 1,000. I mean, who knows? Maybe ALR and I will test the how many books can we possibly fit in a box thing. Dear Whatnot, can we select free shipping as Canadians? Interestingly, Wow Nice Brooch, in the US, because there were so many problems with new sellers accidentally turning on free shipping and then losing a ton of money and freaking out because they've actually turned off free and reduced shipping to new sellers on Whatnot, and there is no current plan for when new sellers will get that feature. So I think that they're going to move away from that. I don't know. But it's interesting because they, instead of just making it like, some extra lesson that they could teach, like another video that they could send. I don't know. There's got to be a way because a lot of new sellers in the States are really upset because they can't do free or reduced shipping right now. But I think it's good to learn shipping first, before you make big mistakes like offering free shipping on all your stuff and then selling everything at a buck. It's those folks that are getting upset too. So I heard it was because new buyers didn't have the funds and whatnot to cover shipping costs. So, no, that's something different. You're thinking of new sellers don't have the funds and whatnot to cover shipping costs. Yes, but it's mainly because they were messing it up. They were like, it was a big mess. It was a big fat mess. But yeah, people were. It was costly. It's a big fat mess. So if you're going to do something like free shipping anyways, you need to make sure that when you do your payouts, my recommendation is that you make sure you keep a little bit behind so that if you have shipping adjustments or whatever, it can be covered without you having to think about it. Wild Nice Spark says, if I average 2.5K for a show, $200 to $300 doesn't matter to me. Yeah. So it's a cost of doing business. And so, if you're at that, I think it should be something that you can opt into, but that it, like, maybe it's a two-step opt into, like you have to click on this and then click on that. And that would make it less likely that somebody would accidentally turn on free shipping. Yeah. So, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. I will. Thank you so much. Love you. So last call for any questions or to share your shows, and then we are going to do a raid. So I'm going to look down and start, but I'm going to start typing, but that doesn't mean you can't ask your questions. There's no timeline. Yeah. If Antiquity says, let's not be afraid to raise prices by $1. Yes. Thank you, Haiku Gem. Hope you are having a fabulous day. Yes. In fact, I need to be reminded of that. Is it raining? And it's raining on Vancouver Island. It was snowing. Is it still snowing? It's still snowing, but it's light. It's very light snow. There's probably only an inch on the ground so far. So thanks, Canadian Brick Cafe. Raining on Vancouver Island. You guys are lucky. Marching into spring soon. Well, supposedly the little squirrel that lives in the ground squirrel, saw a shadow, didn't see a shadow. I don't know, but there's only 6 more weeks. But 6 more weeks, no early spring. But isn't it usually just 6 more weeks anyways? I don't know. I think it's 6 of one, half dozen another, those things. I saw one meme that said that the squirrel came out and just started teaching about climate change. The little ground squirrel, otherwise known as groundhog, came out, explained about climate change and how it wasn't possible for him to do a proper prediction because of climate change, and then he went back in his hole. I forgot to print one of my labels at my parents' Chit Chats print on site. I don't know if they will for you. You could go to a library. Libraries will let you use a computer and their printer for next to nothing, if not very little. Most places are free to print out, so you could just go log in at a local. You're welcome, Ina. Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't think about the library, right? Like, there's sometimes when I need to print something and my printer's dead and I'm too busy panicking about the printer being dead to realize that I could just go up the street to my local library. Oh yeah, those picture printing machines too. Save it to PDF. Don't trust your login or password on public machines. Yes, that's true. Always. I have, she's not at home, so that's why. So I have 2 thermal printers and a LaserJet and a inkjet, and I run out of paper, or I run out of labels. I'm about to run out of labels. Yeah, so Man of the North says they don't print anything. They simply have bins that we put our parcels in according to country. If I can suggest one to you, the least expensive. Most of them are pretty good. The Chinese ones are perfectly fine. You don't. Mine is like Moony Bin or something. One of them, and another one is something that starts with an I. They're both Chinese. And I had to like use Google Translate to understand something that was written on the box because there was no translation. But Google Translate told me, so the Chinese ones are perfectly fine as far as I'm concerned. It's made in China, so it's perfectly fine. I mean, there's very expensive ones. My recommendation is you make sure that my friend D Archivist, who you should all be following, she has one label printer that she said don't buy, and I can't remember the brand name, but it's a brand name printer and it only takes its own brand name labels, which is a scam. So don't do that. Make sure it will take any regular label you can buy that's thermal. Because there are ones that will make you only buy their labels, and that's a scam. And they're usually expensive, very expensive. Canadian Cafe uses a Zebra GC420D thermal printer, and I can use any thermal labels. Wow Nice Broach says, I love thermal printers, best invention. GX, a GX 420. You'll remember that for sure, everybody. Ina, who will remember 420, the 420D model. Wow, there's a lot going on there. 420 and anyways, I'm a child. Omizi over here got it from some guy on Marketplace. It's a network thermal printer and it was cheap. I have one that's Bluetooth, but I haven't set it up on Bluetooth. I have no trust in Bluetooth because in the early days of Bluetooth, it never would connect when you needed it to. So I'm old enough to have no trust in Bluetooth. So mine are always wired in. Makes life easier. But you can always get a Bluetooth one if you want to print from your phone. But I like the wired ones straight to my computer. I just go to my computer, type in what I need to type, hit print. Soon, Whatnot is currently testing out, and I got to see them, but I can't show it to you. But I don't have it on me, and I don't want to show you personal details. But Whatnot is working on a new printing packing slip that will look a lot nicer and will fit more items onto the page so that you won't have to use up 20 labels. If you bought from me recently, you'll notice that I've put 2 pages I've squished it onto, because I print out on labels, so I squished it. And so I made it as small as possible so I could put 2 pages on 1 page for the labels for that, to make my life easier, because labels aren't cheap. Labels are not cheap, and I'm starting to think more about that kind of stuff. Like, you have to pay for your labels, you have to pay for your paper, you have to pay for all the shipping supplies that you're going to need, and toner. Yeah, I just bought laser toner in December. That's going to last me hopefully a while. I only print the label, only print the invoice if it's a shipping international. I'm team packing slip. I think when you see Canadian Brick Cafe, I think when you see the new packing slip, you won't mind putting the packing slip in. Vintage Goods by Ruta says, I do not print packing slips anymore. Just learn how to draw, just draw the label on. I saw on Facebook, it was in one of the US groups. I saw on Facebook someone said, I don't have a printer. Can I just write it out on the box? Can I just write the label out on the box? It's like, you're gonna draw the barcode? That's impressive. And the QR code, because they all in the States have a QR. And I was like, yes, you can, lady. Go for it. I was like, how did you even sign up for Whatnot? Do a human.matrix. There are some times when I go onto Facebook and I just think, wowzers, wow, no, you need a freaking printer. And that's a bare minimum, even if you could just go to the library to do it. Is there a trick to setting up your thermal? I have a Dymo and it prints on half the label and it's printing landscape. Yeah, you need to go into your settings. It sounds like you need to go into your settings and adjust it to portrait, or you may have to change the page size. So create a new, so if it's printing the wrong way, try, instead of it being a 4x6 label, make it a 6x4 label and see if that will. Just create a new custom page size. I think that's what it's called. Custom page size, and just flip it and see if that will do it. Sometimes that's all it takes. And then other times you just have to kind of take the printer and throw it outside and yell at it and tell it that it's a bad dog, bad printer. And then bring it back in and it should behave. Yeah. Pull an Office Space. Don't smash it with a bat, because then it only has learned one there. It will not have learned the lesson. It will just have died. But if you talk down to it every once in a while, that sometimes helps. Reduce by 75% to fit on 4x6 label. It could also be, make sure that your settings on Whatnot are correct, that you don't have, make sure that you're set up with the right page size on Whatnot, because there's two options. There's 4x6 labels, or there is letter sized. You can find out more about that by going to help.whatnot.com. I feel like I need that to be like a button that I can press. Go to help.whatnot.com. Would you like to log in? Seller.whatnot.com. Learn more at selleracademy.whatnot.com. So I don't have to keep saying it. It's like, I wonder if there's, what would a button magnet. Never one. I had one auction house that added credit cards to all their clients when they were dealing with, so everyone saw. Oh no. They CC'd, got credit cards. They added a CC to all their clients when dealing with me, so everyone saw. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Welcome. How are you? Okay, so last call for any questions or to share your shows, and then I'm going to raid. You need an Elgato or a macro to push a button to put it up on the screen and without having to say it. Yes. Oh yeah, so no man in the North, sorry. I thought it was credit card, but she meant on the email. The person messaged her but CC'd everybody else. Huskies in Chaos has their first show coming up this weekend. I love it. Oh, you should have the Huskies sing. The Huskies need to be involved because, Huskies. I don't have Huskies. I really have always wanted a Husky, but then I've watched many Instagram videos. You're gone for a month. Wow, nice brooch. Where are you going? Don't forget to breathe. Yay. So everyone to America. You're going to America. Oh no, what? Wow, nice brooch. Message us to let us know that you're okay, because holy cow. I was very scared for you. It's weird time down there. You're helping boyfriend move. Oh. Well, have as much fun as you can, but be very careful. Yeah. Don't slip on the ice. I would recommend just staying away from all that if you can. But man, oh man. It's not getting any better. Not getting any better. You won't slip ice, you know better. Yeah, you're Canadian. So just make sure you put, like, I don't know, a whole bunch of, although I don't know where you're going, which state you're going to. I heard that in some states, if you are a Canadian, you get accosted. Accosted is a word we would use. You get rudely treated, very rudely treated. And then I watched a video where an Indigenous couple drove from Alberta down to get her aunt and bring her back up to Canada, and the entire trip was full of constantly being pulled over because Indigenous people in the United States of America, who are the true natives, are being pulled over for not looking white enough. So DJE says no issues in Watertown, was there last week, so just keep to yourself. Yeah. Yes, good. Oh dear. With a pew pew. That's a cute little water gun looking thing. Yes. So just just be careful. Be very careful. So who was it? Jesse Ventura suggested that Minnesota become Manitoba and join Canada and become Manitoba, but they're an open carry. They're as I didn't realize that they were an open carry and concealed carry, I should say. They're a concealed carry as well. You can get a concealed carry permit, which I didn't know until they killed somebody who had a legal right to have that gun that he wasn't touching, but I didn't know that until then, and now I know, and I don't think you're going to want to give up your pew pews to come be part of Canada. So Debbie liking this says, I'm Métis and used to go to the USA all the time. I've never been pulled over and been treated very well. Well, that's good, but I would be very careful. Factory reset your phone before you travel to the US. They will want to search it. Yes, but you know what they're doing, Canadian Brick Cafe? They're just going online and checking you out anyways. So if you're able to be found by searching for you, they're going to find you anyways. So yeah, even if you don't have anything on your phone. In fact, if you don't have anything on your phone, that's going to make them more likely to. Yeah. Yeah, they will not love you. They will not like that's the same thing. I don't think uh they're planning a convention in the US for Whatnot this year. More details to follow. I would love to go, but I don't know. I don't know. Not till something changes. Not till yeah, I don't know. I know I'm like I don't think it's cuz I will get I may just not get allowed in because I haven't said nice things. I do not believe in violence, so I do not condone violence, but I don't like this administration at all. Huskies and Chaos says, I honestly miss going to the US. I'm a trail runner and they have some amazing races over there, but I'm not comfortable going at all. Soon, I hope. Europe has amazing, amazing races, and you're like literally running through some of the most gorgeous historical areas. Europe. And you know what? The flights are getting cheaper if you're willing to do stopovers. Just have the visa and paperwork printed out on. Yeah, keep your paperwork with you at all times. If you're a Canadian, you must always have your paperwork with you. If you're not American, if you're not a citizen, you legally have to keep your papers with you at all times. Man North says, I'm planning a trip for our 30th anniversary, definitely not going to the States. I was even thinking about like, I want to go to Belize or Costa Rica to celebrate my husband's retirement. Well, he wants to go too. But we need to find a direct flight because I don't want to stop over. Ooh, Wow Nice Bart says, would love to go to Thailand or Hawaii. So warm. I was, I was learning more today about the native Hawaiians and how poorly they too have been treated, and the damage that's been caused. Like they also had like like they had very similar things, even though they didn't become a US state until 1950. There's so much damage that's done to those poor folks for being there. Oh. Debbie says, we go to Mazatlan every year for 3 to 4 weeks. Ooh, 3 to 6 weeks, I mean. Also treat with so much respect. That sounds lovely. That sounds lovely. And Canadian Brick Cafe says, to be clear, I don't hate the American people, just the current establishment. Yes, I don't like the current regime. I have no problem with the average American. The average American. There's just some very special folks. Just like I love almost all Canadians. There's just some very special folks, right? You do not have to like everybody or agree with everybody. That's the beauty of freedom as it's meant to be. Oh, why? Really? I wonder if I live. Okay. Do you think it's my ear is shorter than the other? My ear is farther down or something? Okay, yes. Raid time self care. All right. Thank you, Miss Proach, for being my mom and reminding me. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I love you so much. We are going to go see, I think she's still on. I hope. No, maybe not. Oh, there she is. We're going to go to the Thrifty Fox shop and hang out with her. Um, she's already got 12 people in her room. She's doing vintage variety. And yeah, yes, we could do that, Canadian Brick Cafe. I don't know. I don't know if I want them all. I think they should just take care of their country and fix it. That's my opinion. I love you guys so much. Have an awesome day. Wow, nice brooch. Have a safe trip. Keep in touch with us and let us know how you're doing because I'll worry. And I will see you on later tonight. Later today. Yeah, in like an hour and a bit. Okay. Love you. Have an awesome